You are 100 guaranteed to be hit by a bus in exactly 24 hours. Where do you go to make your fate as interesting as possible? One of those subway stations 100 meters underground. The deepest is in China, but I can't find photos. But the second deepest in Kiev would do as well. I'll stand in the bunkery-looking section of it, with the closest bus being 100 meters away through earth and concrete, with no way of the bus getting inside through the subway entrance or the tracks. The plan is twofold. First, I put myself into a bus-free location like the woods, or a boat in the ocean. If I know this bus collision to be a certainty in my future regardless of circumstance, this means basic common sense will distort itself to enact my destiny. But I'm not going out without an impact. I'm going to write a long list of prophecies and predictions for the future, and post them online. Me getting hit by a bus within the next 24 hours will top the list. Will it change the world? No. Will it freak a bunch of people out? Yeah, it will. If it's unavoidable, I'd go to a college with an internal bus route, or other metropolitan area where transport buses may be common and stand on a sidewalk, for its operation did not follow procedure or basic traffic laws properly, opening them up to a lawsuit from my wife, which should allow her and my daughter to live out their lives in relative comfort. I live close to a salt mine that goes 5,000 feet underground last I checked. I'm pretty sure I could easily get in the one of the entrances that are way too small to fit anything bigger than a few people. Not to mention the government archives in there. If I managed to pass enough speech checks, I would be able to get in a government bunker 5,000 feet under the ground, with who knows what extremely important information in there. I quickly write a book predicting my own death, and how I will be isekai to another world. I then get it somehow validated that I correctly predicted the time, like get a notary to stamp they had seen the time, and prepare to be hit. Life will be dull for 24 hours. A hopefully rumor of the prediction drives sales as people think it really happened, so my kids will be set for money. I would go to work. I would watch the clock very carefully. About 2 minutes before I am due for fate, I would start up a conversation with my coworkers about how work sucks, and when I have them nice and riled up about it, I will agree with their sentiment and say, gosh, I wish someone would just run me over with a bus. Since you are making the rules, I figure my only chance of survival is getting you to change your mind the rules. So I'd go wherever you are up and hope you still desire to live. I'd just give you a nice big hug. So if you want the bus to hit me, you'll have to be okay with it taking you also. In front of someone who hates me. Have fun with that trauma, bitch. I will be so satisfied in the afterlife. And probably in hell. But you know, whatever. Oh, you mean to make it weird. Not just fun for my sadism factor. On a sailboat in the Caribbean, in the middle of the ocean. I'm gonna steal a bus. If the universe says I got to get hit by a bus, I'm gonna be the one controlling it. I'll steal a bus, leave it in neutral and a gentle slope, and stand 10 feet in front of it. I'll be hit by a bus going 5 miles per hour and walk away just fine. Kennecott, Alaska, it is hours on a dirt road to get there. Then get a bush plane to fly me out to 50 miles into the wilderness, and sit in a big rock pile. I don't know how a bus would find me, but it isn't going to be going fast. I would whistle blow on some major company, and then hide in a completely secure 10-foot thick metal box underground and wait for the bus. When I somehow get hit by the bus, it would look like the company did a Boeing on me. My fate is to get hit by a bus in 24 hours, but it doesn't necessarily have to be lethal. Near the end of the 24 hours, I go to a Walmart, get a toy bus, and right as the 24 hours hit, I ran the tow bus into my leg. To the store that has rubber, duct tape, padding, foam, pillows, and a shitload of blue confetti. Because if I don't make it, I want people to think it was the most epic gender reveal fail of all time. The inside of one of those human hamster balls. Hopefully the bus would just bump me, and I'll roll really fast for a bit. To make it interesting, I'll also be on the surface of a lake, so I can just glide around. Deep inside a cave, one with passages too small to fit a bus through. Entrance to the cave is also way out in a mountain range with no road access. I will also place a "No buses allowed" sign at the entrance. Reading a collection of one of my favorite comic strips, The Bus, by Paul Kirschner, to try and learn how to outsmart my wily four-wheeled foe as it bends space, time, humor, and physics. I would make sure to wear a huge chicken suit so people could make "why didn't the chicken cross the road" jokes. The punchline would be "'cause it got hit by a frickin' bus." Pedestrian crosswalk in St. Augustine, FL. If I'm going to pass away, I want to haunt the old fort. If I live, it would be a lovely place to recover on the city's money. I go back to Hawaii and accept my fate while eating a delicious Mosumito's shaved ice, paying extra special attention to all the hipsters with vintage VWS on the North Shore. One of those huge inflatable balls that you can roll around inside. I might be hit by a bus, but I'm going to bounce, and while I might be dizzy, I'll probably survive. Inside the largest Lego store, maybe I just get hit by a Lego bus, or everyone gets to see millions of Lego pieces fly everywhere when a bus hits the store. Win-win. The International Master Control Bus INCB, where I send out the command to make all other buses in the world self-destruct. I remain inside the IMCB indefinitely. I stand humbled before your research and your writing. I did the math, and you're even right on how long it would take me to hit the ground. Truly an amazing reply. LOL. Probably the pizza joint in town. The guy who owns it isn't nice to his employee, so little property damage, and having to clean up my guts might humble him. Surround myself with old junk buses that don't run, then livestream, so the world will get to witness possession of a mechanical object with sentient energy. You see, it could simply be a dump truck instead, as you get distracted looking for the bus as the dump truck hits you. This is usually how this game works. I'm going to work. They will talk about it forever. Why was he there then? How did that bus get up in this building? What did I do to anger that bus? I have a property on an island with no vehicular access or vehicles on it, and that's about 18 miles offshore. I'd love to see how this works. I'm going to stand near my old 4th grade teacher that was recently charged with child abuse, so that she gets hit for being a horrible person. I'm gonna try my damnedest to get in touch with Jerome Bettis and get him to slap me in the face to see if that will satisfy these conditions. Figure out where Jerome Bettis is and ask for his autograph. Edit. Also make baits with people that I'll be hit by a bus within 24 hours. In exactly 23 hours, I gorge myself with laxatives, so that when the bus hits, I spray shit over everything and everyone in the area. I would go caving for the first time in my life. Though, maybe that just means I break my leg, get rescued, then get hit by a bus. A calm sandbar in the intertidal zone in Puget Sound, directly outside Grace Sloan Memorial Hospital in Seattle, Washington. I getting a truck myself, and I'm gonna make sure I'm on a long stretch of freeway, and then we're fighting Mad Max style. I'm going to one of the top floors in a skyscraper, a really tall one, like how high the Twin Towers used to be. Scuba diving in an isolated cove hours away from the closest thing that even vaguely resembles a bus route. Took a deep-sea fishing trip, and dive as deep as I can. I won't die, and it'll be a super interesting story. I would have fun and be myself, but right before 24 hours I'd make sure I'm in the middle of the ocean. Nah, I'm just gonna start off by taking a nap right now, then wait for the magic to happen tomorrow. I take a yellow submarine to Pepperland, and Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band defends me. Just stay in my room for 24 hours. Live on the 2nd floor. That bus better have freaking wings. I'm inside an ancient Mayan temple, one where you have to climb 100 steps just to get inside. The DMZ between the Koreas ... I want that bus taken out by machine gun fire after it hits me. Book a fine hotel, invite over 10 stud guys, baby oil, beer, champagne. Best 24 hours ever. I live in a schoolie, so I will actually be the first evidence ever of teleportation. Since size was never specified, I'll go to the toil where the Hot Wheels cars are. I will be enjoying dinner, in the rotating restaurant in the CN Tower high above Toronto. I'm getting on a canoe and rowing to the middle of a lake. It's going to be a water bus. Nearest just stop all sit down protest. I'll sit directly in the middle of the group. I'm going to stand in the middle of the pro-Hamas Cubans protesting at the colleges. Find someone else to throw under the bus instead. This is probably final destination. I stand next to my mortal enemy if I had one. If I go down, you're coming with me. To the sporting goods store to load up on pads and a motorcycle shop for a helmet. Sit in the middle of a salt flat. I couldn't see it coming and avoid it. I go to work. Guess what my job is? The compo payout will look after my family. Up. I love you. This is a fantastic thread. Also the war room of the Kremlin. Japan, if the legends are true, then chances are pretty good I'll get isekai'd. I would encompass myself in a house-sized block of foam, wearing knight's armor. In the lowest points of the Varyevkina cave, past tight squeezes and meanders. How the heck would I get hit by a bus at 11 p.m. in my room at the first floor? I'm going to OP's house to handcuff my wrist to theirs. So where we going? Elon Musk's current location. Might as well do some good if I'm gonna die. A passenger jet. Just to make things interesting, definitely a buying. In front of the Four Seasons. I'm hoping the bus goes to the wrong one. Progressive Democrat convention. No wait, the fumes will upset then.